So, when I used to love you, there's nothing that I wouldn't do. I went through the fire for you, anything you asked me to. But I'm tired of living this lie, getting harder to justify. I realize that I just don't love you, not like I used to. Okay? So we made a conscious decision today, okay? To do things not the poisonous way, okay? But to do things God's way. All right. Now, like I stated, when you're in lots of pain, that physiology, the slavery in Maryland, okay? It's a little dark. That's okay. That's all right. I'll just lean it forward a little bit. Okay. You see that? Okay. So the slavery in Maryland, okay? Let me try one more time. Okay. Slavery in Maryland. There we go. Lasted around 200 years from its beginning in 1642. So yes, Maryland was laying a foundation, okay? When I say Maryland was laying a foundation, I am talking about the Africans, okay? They were brought as slaves to St. Mary's City to its end after the Civil War, okay? While Maryland developed similarly to neighboring Virginia, okay? So Maryland and Virginia both have slavery still continuing to this day, meaning the folks who had that stuff done to them back then as slaves, their names are still tracked. Their names are still in there, and they're still ready to lock them up even as kids. Okay, nothing has changed. The thing that they don't want you to understand is that you have a right, okay, to receive recompense, okay, for everything that you went through. You do. Okay, so slavery declined here as an institution earlier, okay, and it had the largest free black population by 1860 of any state. Why? Fighting back. Fighting back. Some people are willing, okay, to go toe to toe, and the next thing you know, and when I say it's not always just rifle to rifle, it is sometimes. But for the most part, it's a matter of going into the system, going through it, and saying, you know what, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I can do this. And going through the system and saying, Lord, you be my guide, you be my help. White, black, Puerto Rican, whatever the color is. People fought back, okay? People fought back. Maryland planters cultivated what? Tobacco, okay? As the chief commodity crop. As the market was strong in Europe, okay? And as I just read in the Poisoner's Handbook, okay? I think I was in page number 2. Okay, so here we go again. It says carbon-based, organic carbon-based compounds with some nitrogen mixed. Okay, so organic carbon-based compounds with some nitrogen mixed. So you have to understand that poison, okay, is a huge part of the beginning of this country, meaning that people had a lust for drugs. Okay, as they still do. Now, what they're trying to do is infiltrate you, okay, to hide their addiction to the poisons and say it's just medication, okay, or it's just this or it's just that. Well, the thing that I'm trying to get people to understand is that God is not pleased with it. God is not pleased with you trying several thousand years after Jesus walked the earth to start walking in his name and saying this is okay. It's not okay. It's not. Okay? And so Maryland colonists, okay, 13 original colonies, turned to importing indentured and enslaved Africans, okay, to satisfy the labor demand. Okay? So what does that mean? Okay? So they're bringing even more people to satisfy their lusts, okay? And as most people are saying, you know what? I'm not doing that. Okay? But you've got some people who are like, you know what? I got lust too. I'll go to hell with you. Amen. Amen. And that's what's happening to them. Okay? They're being plugged in and pulled into a misrepresentation of Christ. All right? So that they can be acknowledged by these poison inhibitors, poison drug pushers and people to be accepted. Okay? So, and we know that that's not the majority. It's only a small number of people, okay, in comparison to the rest of the world. Everybody is not on the drug train, okay? Everybody's not on the poison, I'm on my way to hell train, okay? So, the healing process. Now, drugs is not just, it wasn't just drugs. It was drugs, it was the human trafficking, it was the murdering, it was the sufficing after taking the drugs what you wanted. So most of them were hanging, barbecuing, eating slaves. So Maryland was not quite like the South, okay, who let a lot of things go on. Maryland was like, no, we are fighting back to this day. Might be a little messed up, might need a place to live, might need some money, but they're still fighting back. They're fighting for their lives, okay? And so, like I said, even the ones who have done things that were not convenient, okay? The first step is you need to acknowledge, okay, that what you are still doing is wrong. You can't say, oh, that was so long ago, just forget about it. God is not even real anyway. I'm said I'm a Christian, but he's not real. He's not listening. He's not looking at what I'm doing now because I'm hiding my sin. Judgment is coming to America, okay? Judgment is coming to America from God, okay? He's not looking at your religiosity, okay? So the 13 original colonies, as I stated, is just something that most of African Americans can relate to. No, I can't even say most. I can say probably about 35%, okay? Forced labor in sub-Saharan Africa is estimated at 660,000. This includes people involved in illegal diamond mines. So why are they illegal? Because America has the right, along with some British peoples, to go into a country, okay, and subjugate or confiscate things. And just they write up a document and say you can't do this. Right? Because the devil has given them power to do so, correct? To infiltrate this lust into every place. Okay, because misery loves company. They don't want to go to hell alone. Amen? Okay. So, it was as if we weren't human inside the modern slave trade trapping African immigrants. So you've got sex trafficking of Nigerian women. You've got a lot of people who sit back and they actually think that's funny. They think that God is not getting upset and getting ready to judge. Okay? Now, Chicago, their story of enslavement and their escape started in the slums of Manila. Okay? Sleazy recruiters scoured the streets and lured the workers here with assurance of plenty of money, a status job, and U.S. citizenship. But when they got here, they became indentured servants to a big profit-hungry corporation. So what does that mean? They tricked them. They lured them over here, okay? Promising a better life, okay? That description of how 17 workers who recently escaped modern-day slavery in Louisiana came to the U.S. in the first place and came today from the Reverend Primo Racimo, the priest in charge at St. Margaret of Scotland's Episcopal Church on this city's south side. Racimo himself, an immigrant from the Philippines. Okay? The Philippines have a Catholic church as well. You can't just completely disregard Catholicism. What you have to know is that the portion that was stolen from the Hispanics that was brought over here, the different parts of Rome, that is the one that you need to understand they have corrupted. Okay? So himself, an immigrant of the Philippines, said that people of goodwill everywhere should be supporting demonstrations taking place in New Orleans from February 22nd to 24th. We must show that. Okay, so Now, another count, okay? Another count is talking about here, but slavery has taken various forms in different places, and some Filipino readers have argued that Westerners who read the story in terms of the antebellum American slavery were guilty of ethnocentrism, okay? Ethnocentrism. To understand why, it helps to get some historical perspective. So I'm telling you that you can't just stop reading about this. It's not just talking about physically. The slavery of the mind is to get you veered away from God so that you don't think anymore that you belong to him. And that way you'll continue, all right, to acknowledge them from the heart as your Lord. You may not say it out of your mouth, but in your mind you're thinking, wow, they are so wonderful. And they're not. They're full of poison, pus, and mucus, okay? And so, and I also want to show you this on here. Every time I get to talking about this, look what they do to me. Look at this. I have absolutely almost no views here. It is utterly ridiculous how they're treating me. Try to get it in here some. It is ridiculous. Look at this. Oh, the light. I'm so sorry, guys. It's the light. It's like it's going straight through my phone. Okay. So what I'm going to do is, wow, isn't that something? Yeah. So here's the other phone, okay? I don't know what's up with the light, but I'm going to make sure that you get that so you can see what they're doing here. Okay, I don't care if I have to put it up to the mirror. So I'm on the broadcast right now, and it's showing brighty, and I can't get it. Okay, so it's showing really brightly, and my phone is literally like right in front of it, right in front. But it's like you can see almost straight through it. Yep, it's like you're looking right through it, like through a glass. So, isn't that crazy? You see what just happened there? So, this is, as I stated, a poisonous place. And of course they're going to try to get you to take your eyes off of it and say, oh, look at that country, look at that country. No, not so much. No other country is actually trying their best to poison and destroy Africa. Okay? So you guys are in some of the worst kinds of trouble as you try to get everyone to take their eyes off of it and put their eyes on Israel or something else. You're not slick, okay? Not slick at all. So, let me go ahead and finish up. In pre-colonial Philippines, okay, that was also colonized, and Southeast Asia, and many other parts of the world. So don't let people make you think that just because that there are something established there that God can't destroy it. He can, and he will. Okay? But all you have to do is become unaddicted to all your poisons, okay? If you could do me that favor, at least get your colonic. I mean, because like I said, I'm just the messenger. I'm not trying to get you guys to do anything. I'm out of here. I am me and you, Lord. They can do whatever they want with their temples. They can go to hell. They can drown in it. I don't care. They can have a bunch of money and put it online. I don't care what they do. Because after this life is over, you have to pay for what you did to your temple. Okay? I'm sorry. All right, so there were also fine graduations of enslavement. Why do you think that most of the people who have dreams of hell is because they have overdosed on drugs? Poison is the worst thing you can do. It is the worst thing of the worst. They are engulfing people down to hell with them through those drugs, man. I'm telling you right now, I'm trying to help you. Trying to help you. Okay? Well, how do you have proof of this? Too many warnings from God. It comes from walking with God. Too many warnings, okay? All right, everybody wants to feel good. Everybody wants to feel good. But guess what? It's not worth my soul. It ain't worth it. So pre-colonial Tagalogs had two main kinds of slaves, or Alepen. Okay, the first was Alepen Namamahai, the slave who had his own house and family. Okay, and like a vassal, was expected to help the master during harvests, raids, trade, and feasts. Okay, why else would they try to make you call them master? All right, because it's a test of your faith. That's why in the book of Hebrews, and even in Ephesians, they're trying to tell you, if you have a master or you have someone like that, make sure that you're doing it to please the Lord. You have the Lord still on your mind, because once you start looking to them, I don't care if it's even a celebrity, you are in trouble. You are in trouble for putting them up on this pedestal. Okay, and that's why I've told so many celebrities, honey, I will never do that to you, ever. I don't care who you are, how much money you got, how many people want to have sex with you. I don't care. Okay, I'm not going to hell for you. And they claim every day hell is not real. We shall see, honey bun. When you get there, don't ask for my help. Okay, so another portion says a lower form of slave, Alepen Sagigalid, had less autonomy, lived inside the master's house, and was on call 24/7. This is actually talking about pre-colonial in the Philippines. Okay, so you realize you're not the only one going through this. This is something that is going up and through the earth. They are going to and fro, trying to poison as many as possible, trying to fulfill their lusts for poison, for different things. Okay, because they are hell-bound people. Okay, that's where they're going. And there's nothing that while you're trying to save the slave, you ought to be trying to save the one who is the so-called master. Okay, you ought to be trying to get a hold of them, because they're the ones that are hell-bound. Okay, so, and then it's talking about Tizon's. Tizon's parents probably justified their cruel bait and switch by telling themselves that providing Polito with room and board in a foreign country was compensation enough, especially given their own financial situation. But Alex, who grew up in the United States and knew almost nothing about his parents' country of origin, could only make sense of Polito's condition through the historical lens of American slavery. Okay, so he's in the Philippines. He's doing his research on American slavery, a frame suggested first by his older brother. So we all need to revert back to this and realize what's happening to the world. Okay, I'm not trying to get you to bash people. I'm not trying to get you to hurt people. I'm trying to get you to realize, okay, what the enemy behind it is trying to do. He's trying to warp your mind so that you will begin to laud and hail these people, okay, and feel powerless, and feel like the power has been taken away from God and it's gone to the almighty dollar. That's trash. Okay, because when the almighty dollar, okay, is gone from your vision when you die, okay, almighty God will still be there. Okay, with his tornadoes that destroy your house, volcanoes, anything that he wants to use his angels to do and to produce, he is still real. Okay, so don't get all delusional about what's happening down here. Remember where you come from. Okay, all right, remember when you were a baby coming from a heavenly place. Don't forget that. Okay, I know they've pretty much taught you and warped you, and so you know that's all you know, but it's not worth it. It's not worth your soul trying to please them. All right, so get yourself together, develop a better message, get that dookie cleaned out of you, okay, including the poison that goes along with it. While you breathe out carbon dioxide is because the carbon poison that I just read about to you, okay, poison, okay, is what is causing many of your tragedies. Okay, so whether it be a car accident, anything like that, these are reflections of your soul, the condition of your internal parts that actually affect your spiritual part. Okay. Why do people act so powerful and energetic when they're on drugs? Why can't they just relax? Well, when you're on drugs, you have that moment where you're high, okay? When you come off your high, you start acting really crazy, okay? When you start acting really crazy, this is based on the fact that your soul is being punished, okay? Your soul is being damned. Your soul is being tormented, okay? The beginning of hell is taking place in your spirit and your soul, okay? So, I'm trying to continue to warn you. It's not just about don't take drugs, okay? That's a huge part of it, okay? But it's also about remove those poisons, deadly poisons. I mean, I'm talking about when you're backed up for so many years, 10, 15, 20 years, and you just don't know what's in you and how long it's going to stay there, how hard it is to get it out. And when I say 10 years every day, 17 years every day, it has taught me that people are full of poison. And half the time when they're getting upset, it's just the poisons inside of them. It's not anything that you've done. So those of you who are youthful, healthy, jubilant, clean, you don't want to eat any dead animals and stuff like that, don't be offended by this older, disgusting, corrupted generation, because they can't help it. Don't take it personal, should I say. Okay? They can't really help it. All you need to do is continue to pray for them, okay? And try not to offend them. Don't tell them, I'm so clean, I can walk around naked at the beach, okay? They're going to get offended by that, okay? Because they don't look so good, and, you know, they're full of poison, so they're always engulfed and guilty. The stain of guilt is always in their mind. So don't push them to their limit like that. Be respectful, okay? When you come around them, clothe yourself, dress correctly, okay? Because you actually should be concerned about their soul. Don't say whatever happens to them happens. You know, don't do that to them just because they're old and they love medications and stuff like that. Thinking that they have no choice. You know what I mean? Just be patient with people. Continue to live your lifestyle and trust God that they will come around. Okay? At every level, even at the slave master level. Okay? So all slave masters at that time were not the same. You got to think about the black slave masters, okay? The black slave masters were a lot nicer than the white ones, okay? I can't help it if I'm rich, okay? That's just the way. I can't help it if I'm blessed. I can't help it if I know the Lord, okay? So don't be mean to blacks who were slave masters, because what they did was they pulled you out of that toxic environment and tried to help you. They're the ones who pleaded for you in the courtroom. They're the ones who went through college and became a medical doctor and pleaded for you on your behalf. Okay? So don't be mean to these people that had a better life. Okay? Even the African ones, even the ones that weren't even here. Don't be mean to them because they got an education in Africa or Japan or Italy or France. Don't be mean to these people because they had a better life than you. What you need to do is start the healing process for yourself. Okay? Righteous people are self-examiners. Okay? Yeah, we fall, but guess what? We always get back up. We never stay down there in the rut. Okay? So that's what I'm saying is the external sins, the carnality, is what the wicked people thrive off of, because they said, you know what, I can cover this up. I can cover up all the poison inside of me by saying, you know what, I'm actually better than them because I've never had sex. False. Why would Jesus have a woman who was a prostitute anoint him before his burial? To let you know that it's all the same. Filthy body, filthy body. To God, it's all the same, whether the poison is surfacing or whether it's staying dormant and being suppressed by some medication. Filthy is filthy to God. You understand? And that one who's filthy and continuing to poison at a quick rate, God is saying, what? I made you? And you're treating it like that? Your body is not even yours. What are you doing? Right? So, what do people want to say? I'm healthy. I'm going to find out how to eat even more healthy because I know how to work out. Well, I'm glad you know how to work out. But that crap in you, believe it or not, okay, is going to determine how you continue to act, what you continue to crave, what you continue to long for. And you're longing for all the wrong things, not God. You don't even believe He exists anymore because you're too full of, you know what, poison. Okay? All glory and praise to God. Hopefully I helped somebody today. And that's all I'm going to discuss about that topic. All right? I'm just giving you the message. What you decide to do with it, that's on you. Bye-bye.